Hello, everybody. It is I, the Waluigi Big Mac, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I nearly forgot about the game I was playing for a moment there. And yeah, so welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time, well, some stuff is going on. For one, Chief Prosecutor confessed to killing someone. Jury's still out there on that one. Edgeworth is the prosecutor on this case. Gumshoe is completely removed from investigation. And instead of Maya, we have Emma, Chief Prosecutor's sister, with us. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing's one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes, defense attorneys should never believe the client. The defendant is called to trial because they're suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Guy, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first try without a Faye helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. You know, I just realized. I wonder if they took some of these sprites from Maya and Mia and just added Lana and Emma over it. Because I've seen some of their sprites, and it looks very similar to the other ones. I'm pretty sure Capcom literally just edited over Maya and Mia just to make these two original characters. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Scar. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months. I haven't been in a courtroom since this trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I'll choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office slot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. Suddenly, I feel like confessing everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime, a professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The Coffin Queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh God! The controller's vibrating. Off to the floor with you. Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Oh, Your Honor. How does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't care. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Oh... What? Miss Star was a detective? Oh! I know who you are. Cough up, Queen. Angel Star. Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have this court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. Block A is for the prosecutor's office personnel. Block B is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest has been made on the spot. And who was his valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. The parking lot with the Edgeworth's car. Brilliant. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor loser's unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Should I proceed to crush whatever little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Ah, jeez. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna... Oh, this is testimony. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I said something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Oh my god! Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend, how touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife, which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted, given that they are used in erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Star, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off, just fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Star. I'll press this one. This boyfriend, he's a detective. Not that boyfriend, the security guard. Not that boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, the other boyfriend. Care to join? Yet, the yet another boyfriend position still open for applicants. I always stick with the lunches things. As it sounds, the judge has had to think before replying. Oh my god, Emma! The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Let's see, I think... Let me see. I think that one's fine. Yeah, she said through the wire fence. That makes sense. By Garrett's car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with the victim's... which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an on case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly say the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you're a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of a lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Oh! Photograph. You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped. Took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes are rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than hanging around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? Think I show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. So what was the defendant doing at the time? Wait a minute. Not that. It doesn't look like she's holding a knife. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Guy stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said, yes, I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Guy not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. It was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's black and white on the photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take this kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Yeah, let's object. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor's guy was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. That's a premeditated murder. Premeditated? Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing gloves. Those gloves. Ah! These gloves do seem to tell tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder. A serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Murder weapon, no prints. Wait a minute. If it was a premeditated murder, wouldn't Lana bring her own goddamn knife? Or we know guns exist in the universe, so maybe even a fucking gun. Like I'm just thinking about this, like hypothetically speaking. If let's say if there's some prick I just really do not like. If I were planning out a murder, I would be bringing my own knife. I wouldn't just find a random object and whack the guy right then and there. That's a contradiction. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box. Why are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know? That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. In this case, the bloody murder weapon. Mommy, our prosecutor's bad people. Why is there a kid in there? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you state that Lana's guy planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. Those gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Order. Right, now the tide's turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Not if Edgeworth has anything to say about it. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is a humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail, but this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is the lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana's guy, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well I do, that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw and not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Lana's guy intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. The victim was summoned from the police department. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Yeah, I already know a contradiction. Because, 1, 2, right here. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge that knife in and again and again. Let's look at our evidence. Goodman's autopsy report. Death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound. The testimony says, plunge the knife again and again, meaning multiple stab wounds. It was only 1 knife wound. You say she stabbed him and again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my monster prize. I'm afraid the monster's grown under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from 1 stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edwards. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed. Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood on her breast. Blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was bloody. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. What? Let's check this. I don't see a red muffler. I don't see a muffler, so that's a contradiction. Miss Star, I demanded that the witness is clearly not suited for detective work. God damn it, Edgeworth! What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or a muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, Brad, you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words. Fuck you. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth looked at the rails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime, and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her theory. The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly called her, explained her rights to her, arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. This is what had me confused in my earlier testimony. And chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, Cobra is kind of a snake. Don't bother me with the details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Chief Prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside and kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leper woman. Rawr! Very well. Mr. Wright? Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. Alrighty. Okay. You say quickly. You were close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her on detail. We gotta press her. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The lunch lane car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in people. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car. Yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. Oh, she hesitated! But there was a chain link fence in front of me. I went over it, of course. Amazing, the Coffin Queen, lunch lady athlete. The Coffin Queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb the fence. She couldn't have gone to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was 9 feet high, too. Oh, so how did Miss Guy not get away? Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard was the word muffler. Just that one word. So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately, my memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used the cell phone. Indeed. The emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing. Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. I saw it. How she tried the phone on the wall, but she had to use her cell instead. I'm gonna press on this. You think you can restate your testimony before the court? I was wondering, that's the same thing. I only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled out her cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, I climbed over a chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, Chief Prosecutor hung up on her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Well, let's look at the floor plans again. There's a fucking wall here! If she was right here, how would she know? And she was right there. This evidently... What? Ah, motherfucker! Wasn't that selected? Hold on. This is why I meant to do it on. My bad, folks. My bad. I jumped the gun a bit. Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Scott.
Objection!
The witness, blah. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would have to be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? Who you, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said that you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Guy making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Gotta love this. I gotta love it when this song plays. Order. Where's the reading of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you allow me to ask. Blah. You get what I mean. Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told to the court. Here's where the counterattack began. You can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Guy using the emergency phone. It would mean that Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location. Now that's a pointless lie I've ever heard of. Before you can call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was this witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard up to this point is in one direction. Let's see. If she was the security room. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many places where she could have seen the phone. Now, in this case, Your Honor, the witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. And remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star. Order. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. Guilty. Is she talking about Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, does this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have said that she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Well, Mr. Wright, let's reveal what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she was saw it from the B block. It must make a final difference, but what would have changed? The distance to the crime. Well, let's see. Well, there's angel of view to the crime, distance to the crime, difference in lighting. I'm thinking distance to the crime. Yeah, let's say distance to the crime. It changes the distance between her and the crime scene. Objection! My condolences, Mr. Wright, but look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change how she could see. Objection! What she saw is not in the question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed this crime from a security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Scott? Well, witness, yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? Calling my lunch has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PBJ lunch with a fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in the B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. But 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defense chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have the photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear on my finest plastic sporks. You may have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. No, it's not. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Yep. Raise an objection. Fuck it. Objection! 5 minutes between witnessing the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I got lunchboxes that tie pastas into the knots, rookie. 5 minutes blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do in 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dolled at the scene of the crime, and she even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. She keeps dropping her lunches. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edward, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We didn't. We screwed that can shove, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough of Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Whew. What the? Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's what she's trying to voice off to me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to see them. I have decisive evidence. What? No. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Star. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Whoa, a triple decker! God damn it, Judge! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. But she's going to pull out her lunchbox this time. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found in the shoe. One, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on the shoe? Try Lunchland for all of your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've always said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention it? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. But what? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is sure to celebrate. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see certain, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh! Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecutor's complaint, notwithstanding. It appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of the evidence of law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty is properly judged. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. No. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guns, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, don't you have a problem with this shoe? Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with this victim's shoe? There's always a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eye, you're still young, rookie. I give you a peppered fish gun now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence. Oh, we have to do this now. Just blood at the bottom. Take that! I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed. There is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. That makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the shoe? Let me check this one more time. Wait a minute, there's no blood on the floor there. I think this is it. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found at the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Ashworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order. Well, witness. What? Right on, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Art witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end, but she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The oil drum. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. The oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure. I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. So apparently, you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? Wait, what does that mean? So don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean. Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Ah! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie. I don't know why I'm talking, having Judge talk like this in his voice. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. I see no reason to prolong this trial. Miss Wright, do something, please. What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There's no need for further debate. Defer, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant a Ms. Lana Sky. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid the evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Not the lunchbox. A lunchbox is called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comment, you'll be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough up me. Look at this. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in the photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Raising less trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. Sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew we couldn't win this case from the beginning. And see that this was what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt and take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to clarify for good. Objection! Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdict in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. The trial isn't over until we get each piece until we give each piece of evidence a proper consideration. So right. Are you saying that there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I gotta go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court problem with the photograph. Let me think about this for a moment. The car's the muffler. Take that! The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you said muffler. Alright, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as a part of an exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What is that suspicious? What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there was something sticking out of the muffler? What does it have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Objection! Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. But what? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think the piece of cloth is related to this case. The cell phone. Mr. Record your testimony for the court. Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ah! Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means the piece of cloth is final evidence. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, bringing that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Bloody hell. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you enjoyed the content that I do, please consider subscribing, as I really appreciate it. Be sure to leave a comment and like to help the video get pushed on the YouTube algorithm. Oh, excuse me. The YouTube algorithm, because YouTube fucking sucks when it comes to giving smaller channels a chance. Fucking greedy scumbags. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode, where... Oh, okay. This is the second part of the trial, where I guess we're doing more trial shit. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Till then, bye-bye.